Come on, people in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Child, we got a hot topic that's going on this evening with all of the little Nas and uh the baby and um the stank badass Bootsy and legal word is Ti and we even got some own folks in our own community want to act the fool about this subject. Gary with the T had so much to say. Um, so y'all know we got something very serious that we finna get into. I hope that there's no kids listening to this, no one under the age of 18 that can't digest and make decisions for themselves. Um, but I do hope by having this conversation this evening, um, that we will be enlightening other people um, outside of the LGBTQ plus community to understand and to know exactly what is what. So, with that being said, y'all, we're about to get ready to go ahead and get right on into the show because this is a conversation that needs to have, and it starts now. So, good evening, everyone. Special shouts out to everyone that's in the audience with me this evening. The one and only Zada artist is in the house with us, Royalty King of Forever, His Majesty the King, Lyric Official, Breezy Bree, and the one and only John is in the house with us this evening. Um, again, let's see, Lily also is in the house with us this evening. So, y'all, this is a conversation right here. If you've looked into Netflix has a What's Up Nivea, a documentary that's out now that's called Pray Away. A year or two ago, there was a movie that came out called Erase the Boy. So, um, for people that don't understand and realize that back in the 80s and 90s, yes, I've done my research on this. Um, People used to take and send their kids that were suspected of or had feminine ways by the way of males to what they call erasement camps or um, reset camps. So, what they would take and do is they used to legally take and torture kids to um, pray the gay away. They would make adolescent young boys um, take in watch movies that pertain to heterosexuality, and they will have young ladies that was accused of being too masculine or too tomboyish to watch more feminine stuff and home baking and different things like that in order to take and pray the gay away. So my question that I pose to you all this evening: can you pray the gay away? And the reason why I asked you, can you take in what's up, Tasha? The Gemini done came in, Miss Nivea done came in. The reason why I asked, can you pray the gay away? Is there really a choice? Now, the reason why I asked that is that a person that I know is that they're saying that they are um going to be marrying someone and this person as long as I've known them to be gay. And I'm not saying people's preferences and different things don't take and change, but I also question when people say that you can pray this way and pray that way. Um, because me being who I am, it's hard for me to sit here and say, hey, you know, I feel like this is just a phase, this, that, and the third. Especially considering why would a person choose a lifestyle that you're already ridiculed and hated for being the color of your skin? Number one. Number two, why would you choose to have a or be a part or associated with a lifestyle that people hate you before they even get to know you? People will take and bash you for being overweight. They'll bash you for being too dark skinned. They'll bash you for being too light skinned. They'll bash you for having crooked teeth. They'll bash you for having pretty pearl white teeth. They'll bash you for um, having C4 hair. They'll bash you for dating outside your race. They'll bash you for um, working hard and not wanting to have a ghetto mentality. They'll bash you for getting a good job. They'll bash you for going to um, college, getting an education, stopping a cycle of um, I'm trying to find my words the right way so it does not come out as I'm spewing hate, because I'm not trying to spew hate. I'm rather than spewing hate, because it's stupid to try to and teach somebody hate with hate. So I would rather try to take my time and explain to you all what I'm saying and use it in the proper terminology. And because a girl got a little education, a little bit, not a whole heap, but a little education. So I don't want to come off being ignorant, because we are already perceived as being a ignorant race. We're already perceived as being, um, especially in the community, we're already non-conformant. Um, but it's crazy that people want to say, quote unquote, let's pray the gay away. And you have ministers that have taken music from us, cues from us, and they get amped up if they have the choir comes up and sings and do their thing. And then, when the choir is no longer there, then there's an issue and there's a problem with it. We have our mothers of the short church, and can I just be very frank and honest tonight, y'all? We have our mothers in of the church, and we have our ladies of the church that when they see the gay kid or the gay son or the gay daughter, they always have something special to say, like, and then the pastor get up there and hoop a ha, talking about the gay this and the gay that. But then, the daughter has been with their special friend for the last 5 years. She's got on a three-piece suit, rocking it harder than any dude would ever rock it in the damn church. But she all right. Got her a Philly box fade and sitting up there and no shame in her game. And I don't understand when it comes down to the double standards. I guess is really a big thing that I'm taking and looking at, is that how is it okay for one, but it's not okay for the other. And I do realize that, because of the patriarchy that we associate life with, that in a male's eyes, that it's a hot thing, it's a good thing to take and have two females, to take and do their hot male fantasy of having two females at one time, and knowing damn good and damn well that most of them couldn't even satisfy one if they really needed to, if they could. You know what I'm saying? I mean, most women that have been with men, if we're being honest, let's just be honest, most women that have been with men have never reached orgasms with men, because men do not know how to really please women. You have some that do, but for women, women is completely different. It's not just the look, it's the mental part of the situation. If you have a mental connection with a female, you get the goods and the good, but I digress. That's a whole nother conversation that, that maybe needs to be had. So Tasha said in the comments, it's such a double standards that everyone can live how they want to, but once there is a gay person trying to live, it's frowned upon, humiliate, and horrible. True. I want to take it even further than that. Being a person that is a trans woman, Lily, give me a okay when you're ready to come in, because I know you had to do something, but give me a okay when you're ready to come in. Um, Being a person of the trans descent, um, number one, I'm already black. I'm 5'11", 6 foot. So it's not like I'm going to take and blend in as not only being an Amazon, but I'm plus size. So I have black, I have plus size, I have gay, and to top it all off, I have trans on top of that. Why would a person choose to get up every single day of their life to be frowned upon and hated? Why would a person choose to have people to say derogatory things towards them and to use them as the butt end of their joke? Why is it that I would take and look upon to want to be okay from 10:30 at night to 5 in the morning, but you can't be caught nowhere near me during the rest of the time? Why would a person choose a life like that? Why would a person choose a solitude that you're good enough to come out? Even, I'm just gonna be real, and then I'm gonna open it up to everybody to want to come in and want to have a conversation with me. Why is it that you want to take and choose to be a part of a community that's ostracized with even within its own community? We good enough to go and cut a rug and do the number and bring in the money for the girls and bring on the dancing girls, but even in the own gay community, you get shunned in your own gay community where you're supposed to feel accepted. Why? People don't want to have conversations like this because it hits so many people. Because I know there's some of my strong masculine gays that follow me that they'll take and call out a trans in a heartbeat. I know some of my trans girls that follow me. They'll take and call out a gay boy in a heartbeat, butch queen in a heartbeat. So that same hatred, that same mentality that people take and oppress and push and hurt you and tear you down and want to humiliate you in front of other people, we take that same hurt, take that same pain, take that same energy, and we push it on ourselves because a lot of us are hurt people, and hurt people. We don't want to sit and look at that. Maybe do the work for yourself and everything else is going to fall in place. Which brings me to the topic at hand. Can you pray the gay away? I know there's so many people that are um sitting and asking, well, why do would you even think of saying something like that, or even going to that place? Think about it. You're taught from a Catholic, Christian, or Christianity background and period. I just put it like that, and that'll just group everybody together. Um, that gay is wrong. You're going to hell, and it's an abomination. God made Adam and Eve. God didn't make Adam and Steve. Let's see what other scenarios. Um, there's a gay agenda going on here. But if you take and you look at it, from every since up until the last 10 years, there's always been hetero pushed down your throat. A male and a female kissing, a male and a female holding hand, a male and a female laying in the same bed. But up until, if I'm not mistaken, the first real TV show that really did it before Pose, um, on a mainstream network was what's the one with Taraji P Henson on it? Was on it? What was it called? Somebody help me out in the comments. What was it called? The one that was Taraji P was onto it. Empire. So before Empire, hey Timmy Star, what's up, baby? Um, yeah, Empire. Thank you, baby. There was always a ooh and a ah, and you can't do that, And then when it came out, it was such a controversial racist thing, with oh my God, there's two guys and there's a black guy on there. Oh my God, there's a black guy. He's making the blacks look, he's making the black males look such and such way, and we can't have that on there. But what about going back a little bit further in the end of the 90s, the first of the 2000s, there was Noah's Ark that showed a variety of gays outside of um what was it on HBO that um the Spanish white kids and the Spanish white kids had what was it called? Oh my God. I can't think of the name of it, but it was a popular show with them. Let me bring in Mimi. Mimi just popped in
Oh,
on us.
shit.
What's up, Mimi? You ready?
What's up?
What's up, girl? Let me
Yeah,
see if
I'm a
Lily
mess right
ready.
now.
Lily, you ready? Or are you still on the phone call, baby? Okay, Lily's not ready, but Lily, I'll join us in just a second. So let me ask you, Mimi, from you being, let me ask, your native tongue. You're Puerto Rican, correct? I
Hmm.
mean Spanish. And I'll just put it like that, so I don't want to offend anyone. And your spiritual background at one point was Catholic, correct?
Hmm.
So by you being Spanish and Catholic, um, in your culture, it's frowned upon. The gay and lesbian and the trans is very much frowned upon.
Hmm.
And then by you being a bisexual young lady, um, has people ever came up to you and talked about, well, let's pray the gay away and it's a spirit and yada yada yada. I mean, how have you experienced it personally yourself? Because I know we all have Reddit stories and we can recall stories of people doing different things, but in your perspective, I just want to put it out there. You know, I'm yielding the floor to you that you can answer it any kind of way that you like.
Yeah, well, my my grandma was very Catholic, and so that part of my family doesn't know that I'm bisexual. Just because if she were to find out, it'd be a whole mess. With me growing up, me knowing that I liked, the same sex also was kind of weird because everybody in my family was, always like, oh, that's devil's work. That's you go to hell and all this and that, and being gay was just one of the worst sins to ever do. Um, so and there's been I've encountered times where people would be like, "Well, have you prayed about it?" And I'm like, "Okay, like yeah, I have," because I mean my family is all raised Catholic, so they they were all always like, if they're gay, you should tell them to pray for them, and pray, and it'll all get better, and all this other extra stuff, as if gay was such a bad thing.
Right, right.
So, um,
What the part that I don't understand is that we have, like I said, we have a movie that came out, I think 2 or 3 years. It was pre COVID. It was called Erase the Boy, which was one of the camps that was established in the 80s and 90s to send kids and teens there to take and to not only humiliate them but to break them from being gay. And then now we have a new documentary that's on Netflix that's called it's called Pray Away, but it's basically Pray the Gay Away. Um, and it's so crazy to me that even 2021 you still have all this foolishness that's going on. And that's what is so weird to me, that people just assume that because of that it's you're going to hell automatically. Like it's before you even able to read a book, it's even before you are able to do anything else. What's up, Jatari? Done came in. What's going on, baby? Um, and yeah, Nivea, the L word was one of them, but it was another. It was an guys TV show that came out around the same time Noah's Ark came out, but it was geared mainly towards the white kids. I can't think of the name of it, but it was on HBO. Um, I remember just whenever I was in church, and I was like heavy in church when I was younger, that was one of the things they always used to say to you, well, you know, God don't like, God loves you, but he doesn't like the sin that you do. And when I was still trying to figure out what, when, and why, who I was, you
Yeah.
know, we're gonna pray for the gay to come up out of you and all this kind of stuff. It's like, how do you just assume? And let's be real, we all can see something in somebody else. And I do feel like a lot of times when people keep harping on things like that, that's something that they're trying to cover up themselves. And even in our line of business, we see people come in and talk one talk and then they are completely different. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so, it's so hurtful and ignorant to me. Like, and I'm just gonna harp on this for just a hot second because it ties into this whole conversation. Is that when the baby was going through all of his situation and taking and talking all of the noise that he was talking, and now he's upset and mad because so many promoters are taking and pulling away from him because we as the LGBTQ plus community have started banding together, and we're not tolerating people taking a stand and doing what they want to say and do to us. So he's upset and mad now because his bank, or his bag is not being you know tolerated, and he thinks that he can take and say anything that he wants to say. Hold on just one second. Welcome in, Tasha the Gemini.
Hello, hello. Hi,
Hi, love.
everyone.
But he's upset and mad because you know that he's upset and mad because they are canceling him, and it's causing him to lose revenue, and the people that's been promoting him is causing them to lose revenue. And even with that being said, I'm gonna let Tasha speak her piece onto it, because I know during Pride Month she brought up something to me. A guy, he was taking a spewing hatred, and she was in the comments and she was, battling over there. When they was talking about, why do we have to have a whole month for people? And correct me when I'm wrong, um, baby. When they was talking about why do we have to celebrate a whole month for people who's laying in their beds or something to that effect? And I'm going, yes, queer as folk. That's what it was called, baby, queer as folk. And I'm gonna yield the floor to Tasha because I know she has it's something look like something burning inside her. So I'm gonna go ahead and let her get into it.
Yeah, yeah. I really think it's a double standard. Because for a long time I hid the fact that I did have an attraction to women. So I never really spoke about it because honestly, I really didn't understand the community. So I used to say certain things because of me hiding what I really felt for the community. So I think that when people say certain things that they say and act a certain way, it's because they really want to join, but they don't want others to really witness or, or even speak about it. But I was in this group on Facebook, and I saw the comment. Well, it wasn't a comment, it was a whole post that someone said, I don't understand how the gays can have a full month of, you know, why they have a full month. We don't care to see or know what they do behind closed doors. So I kind of chimed in and stated that, well, Pride Month isn't about gay people having sex. It's more than that. If you understood, you know, and I was like, well, they gave black people a whole month to celebrate them. After I said that comment, you would think I was literally sitting back in the Bible times. I got
Mm.
stoned with the words. The way that people literally came at me, it made me think, oh my gosh, that is not the same. It's not the same thing. It's not. I said, if you understand how many trans have gotten beat up and killed, how many gays have been bullied and beat up,
And took their own lives.
yeah. And sometimes they're live. How many of them have been like taken advantage of? Like that they're not celebrating the sex that they have.
Right.
They're celebrating their lives, living out loud and being who they are and want to be exactly who they are without hiding.
And can I piggyback and say something else while you're saying that? And most black people don't realize and understand. I won't even say black. Most people in general don't realize that the civil rights movements and everything started from two trans and two black lesbians.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
started the movements. That
Yeah,
started the riots. And
true.
it's sad that so many of our trans sisters, not only trans sisters, but our lesbian sisters, have been raped and molested
Hmm.
behind men. Oh, we're gonna change you back. We're gonna change you back, and
Yeah.
it's horrible. And I know with and I'm gonna let Tasha finish speaking her piece. But I know with you two ladies being, you know, of the bisexual persuasion, and Xylent is also too. They're saying, oh, you're just being greedy, and you need to pick a side, or men will rush into y'all. Oh yeah, oh, so you bisexual, so we can go and do X, Y, Z. That's not what it's about. It's
Right.
not creating a fantasy for you. It's walking in one's truth. And I'm gonna yield the floor to y'all again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that it's really a double standard because, you know, I really became, when I once I came out, I actually I felt the different love that I have for myself because I'm no longer hiding behind any type of facades or anything like that. So I'm actually living in my truth now, and I love it. You know, so now when I hear people that say stuff now, it's like I just let them talk because what people really don't understand, they speak certain things on.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just to the point I don't have to always defend certain things because some people just talk out of complete ignorance. Just within that group, like I literally had to get out of there at that point. I'm no longer part of that group, so I don't even want to be part of anything that's going to make me feel that I'm doing something wrong when I know deep down this is what I feel I want to be. And why should I have to hide who I want to be? You know, my son came out to me this summer, and you know, he literally wanted to open up, and now he's living in the community, so we can both be, you know, support for each other, and I
Yes,
love
Nana
that about it.
grandbaby. Yes,
I love, yeah,
Nana grandbaby. Yes, Nana got a grandbaby. What's up,
yeah,
Mister One and Only?
Hello, hello. How are you all?
We
hello, babe.
good.
How you doing?
Hi,
So
everyone.
the floor is yield to
Yes.
y'all. I open it up, so the floor is yield to y'all. But the main topic and the main thing that we're hitting on, and we do have a spiritual guidance that just popped in here, and
Amen.
so we gonna yield the floor to him. And before we yield the floor to him, Lily, you've been sitting there listening. I want to get your take on it. Then from you, Lyric, you have the floor after Lily.
Okay.
So, the whole topic makes me think of really my own journey with coming out and then also, I guess, being Christian. And I put Christian with an asterisk because
Hmm.
I used to think that was such a kind of one definition, but and I feel like Larry, you have almost preached this as so many of your times on the show and how you just talk and speak greatness and influence and education upon people.
Thank you.
That So my own coming out experience, I grew up with a Southern Baptist grandmother. And if you know Southern Baptist, you know how it is.
We
I
go to church
do.
all the time.
Okay.
Already.
So I grew up very much believing God, believing in Jesus, believing you have to follow this one only path. There's no other path, but there's one only
Mhm.
path, which is straight heterosexual traditional. And then, I mean, I've known all my life that I was not of the heterosexual experience. I
Okay.
actually also knew I was not the cisgender experience, but I didn't have the language or the in-depth understanding of myself
Hmm.
to really even correlate that. So for me, it started with just even dealing with my sexuality and being the asterisk Christian.
Yeah.
Girl,
And
go on, enjoy your food, girl. We eating here. You ain't got to be
Yes,
cute. We
eat for
eating
me,
here,
baby. Eat for
child.
me.
I ain't trying to be like Bambi and have a whole platter, you know. So
Girl.
You know, Bambi
I'm
eat
just
in a
I
saying,
minute,
enjoy it.
baby.
It's good.
I'm my little
Okay.
cup noodles.
Oh,
Yeah,
mashed
y'all know us is real over here on this side of the street. You may go to somebody else today, baby, but we all have different time frames that we can eat in. And girl,
Man,
go on ahead and enjoy yourself.
I will. I'm over here unpacking and everything, so I
yes.
literally, I'm trying to grab whatever I can put in my stomach, y'all. So yeah, if y'all hear me slurping on some noodles, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Miss Lily. Go ahead, baby.
Hurt for
No,
me.
you're good, honey.
Go ahead,
Um,
Lily. I'm sorry,
but
baby.
I
I was just
think
letting everybody know they can be comfortable. They grab their snacks and set up
let
and
me
they
go
can
get
eat
my
with us. So
spaghetti.
you go ahead and do what you feel like you need to do, baby. Get
Well, I got
comfortable.
some noodles too, girl.
I'm
Man,
telling
y'all got me
you.
hungry over here.
Let me get the rest of my stuff
Go
then.
get your plate, girl.
Them Oreos, baby.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready. All right, Miss Lily, we ready.
But yeah, I was just saying, like, I think personally, I went through the whole self hate thing,
Okay.
um, and just growing past it because there's so much dogma and doctrine that you're taught, particularly within the Black Christian experience. So being a Black queer within the Black Christian experience, it's just like you're in constant conflict.
Hmm.
So for those who try to say the pray the gay away, whatever, it's like, okay, I understand you trying to be, or be true to your upbringing, especially being black. You want to, that's kind of the thing. Like to be black is for most people, at least a lot of us, a lot, how, sorry, about how many of us were raised up to be.
Right.
It was to be on that one straight path. But for us being black queers, we often have to venture out into that different path.
Hmm.
Now understand that we can still walk with God in our true journey. And that could be a very, very fearful and scary thing
Mm-hmm.
to do.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
True.
And Jasmine, you hit. Hello, Mimi. Hello, everybody. By the way, hello, Tasha the Gemini. Hello, Lily, and my beautiful mother, Jasmine Divine.
Hi, everybody.
You hit the nail on the head when you said earlier you were talking about religion. Religion is a heavy foundation of all this, and a lot of people they don't want to go in and debunk a lot of things that they were taught. Which we were always taught in church to never question the word, never question God,
Right.
accept it for what it is, and I feel like a lot of people don't want to dive deep into accepting different things because once they start accepting us, it's going to be a lot of other things in the word that they're not going to be they're going to have to question as well. And the agenda of toxic masculinity and toxic femininity has been pushed for so long, and so many people equate sexuality and masculinity and femininity to be a part of male and female. Those are two different dynamics. It's a lot of different things that you have to actually unpack there, and a lot of people don't want to unpack it. They don't want to face it. For the longest, I know my mom accepts me, but what she was raised and taught, it's kind of hard for her to shift away from those things.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't want to they don't want to question, what they've been brought up in for so long, because once they start questioning one thing, they got to question other things about their lives.
Mhm.
Right, which is very uncomfortable.
It is.
Very
It
uncomfortable.
is. It.
Well,
Go ahead. You go
with
ahead, mom.
with your saying that, you know, brings me back to what I was originally saying. I don't know how much
Mm-hmm.
of everything that everybody had said, heard, but the
No, John.
original reasoning behind the whole topic tonight was,
Mm-hmm.
outside of me seeing that there's a whole new documentary about it. And again, if y'all have not seen it, I haven't seen it, and I don't think I'm going to see it, but I may watch it just to see exactly what it's all about. Because Netflix does put some good stuff together.
Yeah.
But on Netflix, it's called Pray. It's not Pray the Gay Away on Netflix. It's called Pray It Away or something like that. Let me because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing.
Mm.
Um, it's called Pray Away. Excuse me. That's what it's called on Netflix. But
Mm.
then a couple years back, they had a documentary that was called well, it was more dramatic. It was
Mm-hmm.
called Erase the Boy. Haven't watched that one yet, but I wanted to watch that one. And it's just like whenever they had did Disclosure that
Mm-hmm.
talked about a lot of the trans women that have been into major movie roles and they had to hide who they were in order to work. Um, so I said all that to say this. A friend of mine that I had known for several years,
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of kind of like a father figure to me in a lot of aspects because he was in his late 50s when I first met him, and now he's in his 60s. Well, no, he was in his 60s when I met him. Sorry, because I ain't that damn old. And he's now, you know, at 60 something years old, he's getting married to a woman. He said he's going to propose to her and stuff. And it's just weird to me to hear a person, especially the way that he used to talk about and despise,
Mm-hmm.
women in that aspect or whatever. How is it that you just take and turn around
Right.
and assume, or I won't say assume, but say that you dislike women for so many years, but now, you want to do it. And it's weird to me because I don't want to come off being condescending or anything like
Mm-hmm.
that, but after 40, 50 years of disregarding and hating, I'm just going to be blunt
Mm-hmm.
when he says that he just hated pussy and this, that, and the third,
Right.
and he liked the dick.
Mm-hmm.
But now all of a sudden, now it's like, it's just weird. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to wrap my mind around it because everybody has different aspects and everybody has
Mm-hmm.
different avenues. But I know all of us collectively have had people to tell us
Right.
that we are wrong, but then people want to first thing that they want to say is that we're pushing an agenda. But how can we push an agenda for all these decades on television? You see nothing but heterosexuality on there, and then let's I'm gonna take it another step closer than that. How many of us have witnessed public affection being shown by two people, a male and a female, and they just go overboard with it. Like they be slobbing on each other and then they just take it to the extreme that is ridiculous. Now holding hands and different things like that, I can understand that. But when you take it to the extreme, just like you don't want to see it, I don't want to see her draws. I don't want to see his,
Right.
slong get stoned, and I don't want to see all that foolishness. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm
Oh,
lost for words right now because then it just brings me to the whole when the baby was talking about that he wanted to be educated. So I had made a post. I don't know if everybody had seen it or not, but I made a post. I said, so since you want to be educated, I feel like since T.S. Madison is who I'm talking about as a part of not only royalty in our community, but she's a activist, and she's on her stuff when it comes down to being there for trans women. She should be a part of
The
the
conversation.
teaching and the conversation part. That I feel like that she should definitely be a part of that, because in order to educate a person, they
mhm.
have to go through all of it, not just you want to get a set of. And no offense to how I'm about to say this, I just don't want it to be a bland vanilla conversation with the good old white boys sitting up there, and you don't have a representation of
Right.
all of it. I feel like that should have a black, Hispanic, all of it, different color, a
They
trans
should.
women there. They should
That's
have
true.
an assortment of dark skin, light skin, My OPEC brothers and sisters, they should have a whole plethora of different people, and to have an open dialogue. And I'm sorry, it's 2021. How can you not be educated enough within your own self to know what is offensive and not offensive? First and foremost, saying anything about HIV. HIV is not just a one
Right.
characteristics that is shown to one set of people. This affects babies that ain't asked to get it, that was born with it.
Mm-hmm.
This affects people that have had blood transfusion fusions, before they started to take and actually
Mhm.
test the blood to make sure before they handed it to people. People have gotten it from blood transfusions that they had nothing to do with being gay or homo or whatever you want to take and say it. So educate yourself on the foolishness before you take and you spew it out, is what I'm saying.
And
Go ahead,
Lily,
baby.
I gotta because Lily put a great question in it in
Mhm.
the comments, but it actually got answered by Royal.
Mhm.
But why are we so afraid to question things? Why are we taught is disobedient? Because, like I said, like Royal said, once I started questioning things about religion, tons of things just start not making
Not
sense.
making sense. True.
A lot of people don't want to go within these constructs because we were always taught to don't look beyond the Bible. um this word is bond, basically, whatever your pastor is saying is the truth.
Yeah.
So, we're stuck in that type of mindset, and we hold on to those, like those social constructs, or those values,
Mhm.
because once we do start, because when I started questioning things, I was actually in the church, and God told me to leave.
Leave.
Oh.
So I started really opening up and really seeing some things, and I started everything. It was so many things I started questioning some, and it opens up a whole floodgate of different things that you find out. And a lot of people, they're uncomfortable with the unknown. They're uncomfortable with change. They're uncomfortable with something different because they were always taught to stay in this one box.
So
Mm.
let me piggyback and say this right here. Mimi, with you having a Catholic background,
Mhm.
um, how was it like in that scenario? Whenever did you have? Because I've never been to a Catholic church, and I don't want to be ignorant when I say, was it a padre, or was it a father that got up and
Mhm.
taught and different things like that? So was it more from a male's point of view of how they taught that the hatred and stuff like that? Well, I almost say hatred. How they taught, because people are only put out what they know, and if they're ignorant, they're going to teach ignorance. When they learn better, when people learn better, they do better. So a lot of the older saints, just going to be real, was taught in ignorance, so that's what they believe, and that's what they
Hmm.
share to the next generation. So I'm going to yield the floor to you, and then we could just take it from there. I mean, we'll go on because I'm enjoying the conversation. I hope y'all are not bored, but I'm enjoying the conversation.
No, no, no.
Well, yeah, it's always el padre, the father. Um,
Mhm.
just basically just reading the Bible, and that's it. Just going off word for word what the Bible says, and just like
Hmm.
rephrasing it.
Yep.
Uh, that's it. Now you go on to the next page. Forget about the last page now. Like last page
Mhm.
said love thy neighbor. Next page says that Jesus helped the prostitute or whatever, and they'll be like prostitution is bad. Like
Right.
it's that confusing.
So
Like
Wow.
it goes with what Lily had asked. Like, why are we so afraid to question things?
Hmm.
Because I mean, that's what they basically do, or that's in my experience. That's what they basically do.
Hmm.
They read one passage and be like, "Yeah, this is it." Then read the next passage and totally forget about the last passage that said,
Very true.
love
Yeah.
love everybody else. It's so. I mean, throughout the whole Bible, if you really read it, Jesus, God, He helped out prostitutes, the blind, murderers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He talked to everybody. He didn't like
discriminate.
uh, yeah, discriminate anybody.
Hmm.
You know,
Right.
he didn't say, "Oh, you're a murderer. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to help you. You're a
Right.
prostitute. I don't want to help you." He didn't do that. And that's what people like be forgetting. Like,
Yep.
God came here and talked to all the sinners, which was everybody,
Yeah.
everybody. You can't. I don't want to feel like I don't want to say it and like you guys be like offended by it,
No,
but
no,
I
no.
No, say it.
I feel
Judge
like
free zone.
I feel like religion is fake. I feel like it's just I don't know. I feel like religion is
Oh,
just
Let me
no.
tell you, I don't want to cut you off.
I loved it, Mimi. I loved
Because
it.
I love that you had the courage to say that because
Yeah.
a lot of people do not want to believe that religion is a made up hoax. Now, me personally, just like Lyric said, he was given the word to leave the church. I'm sitting in the church choir and I walked out the church choir. People thought I was leaving to shout. No, I was leaving my mic and the song, and I left the choir singing and I left. It just got to a point where
Come on, Lily.
some people some people they want to like some I would say Christians or however you want the believers of the Bible of religion whatever they use certain scriptures that fit their lifestyle and throw away the rest. So if you're going to be that and live in that and
Hmm.
be a Christian and be holy art thou and live how God and Jesus, however you want to do it, from the first page of Genesis all the way to the last page of Revelation, you better be living
Period.
every single word of that
Period.
Bible. If not, get the fuck out my face.
Period.
so
Period.
Exactly.
Because
let
half
me
of them
say
don't
this.
even believe that shit they damn self.
Since
They
you
don't.
said
Just
that,
to keep it real.
but since you said that, let me challenge y'all on this one right here. So, how many of the saints that ain't on Sundays not only dress to the nine, they dress to the T. They come in there and they do all they and all this kind of good stuff. But then Monday through Saturday, you raise more hell than the sinners do.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Come on, Tasha.
It was in church
Mm-hmm.
where I got the most hate.
Hmm.
When I walked into church, it's supposed to be a safe haven where I can come and I
They
can
judge you from the
be.
moment you walk in.
From the moment I walk in, ooh, what she got on? Look at her hair. Oh my God,
Mm.
she worked there and she do all of this, and it's the most hatred MFers in that place. But let me tell you one thing, since everybody know about God, and Jesus did not step foot in one church.
Come on, man.
He was helping
Mm.
people on the street, just like Mimi
Out and
said. He was
about,
helping
baby.
prostitutes, the woman with the issue of blood. He was meeting people down at the well.
Mhm.
He was meeting people at the lake. He was meeting people everywhere.
Very true.
Mm.
He was walking and felt somebody, who touched me? A woman touched the hem of his garment, not even called his name, and he said, who touched me? Meaning he was out in the open. He wasn't in no church. So when God said, I'm coming back from my people, he mean this is the church, our temple, our body. We're the church. We
Period.
are the church.
Period.
And the fact that you can go to church and say to your pastor, oh my gosh, I'm going through this, I'm going through this, I need this, I need this, and they tell you pray. But you're sitting up here riding up in Mercedes, riding up in Maseratis, riding up here. You done left a 7-bedroom house and you only giving $1 to your church, and you want everybody in your church to give a building fund, which y'all ain't putting no doorknob on no church. Y'all want new carpet and new everything else, but y'all don't put into it. So don't give me no bull about no church and no Bible and no Christianity and no nothing like that. The reason why I'm spiritual now is because I don't like religion. Because if there was one religion and we're all supposed to descend to heaven when we pass, why do we have so many different denominations and religions?
So
Get out my face.
let me hit you with this one right here, Tasha. So why is it whenever you go to them and talk to them, it's supposed to be in confidentiality, but it's next week
They put you on a
Sunday,
message.
Okay.
You're the
Yeah,
whole
most
topic of
definitely.
discussion in the next sermon.
Most definitely. But
or
you got to
you
ask
do it on a
yourself,
Sunday,
who
then you
led
take and turn
Jesus to the
around,
cross? Who
right,
Who
led him
and
to
led
then
the
you
on?
take and turn
cross?
Who
around and
led
you do
on?
that. Then on Tuesday night, you're a part of Tuesday, either
Can I
Wednesday
say
night, you're a
something?
part of Bible study. Go ahead, Lily.
Come
I'm
on, Lily.
sorry.
I just want to say because lyric, he said it made me think my thinking wheels are turning now. So forgive me. I'm
No,
still
no.
learning to work with my language and how I present things.
It's
But
okay.
Literally just came on
why
screen.
is it
Go ahead, baby.
that the religion we are taught always teaches us we're condemned to damnation? Why is it that we're always taught that we're going to hell, that you're going to need this theory paid? But then when I started questioning religion, it started looking at my own testimony and what God did to me and how He created me.
Exactly.
I said no. They are doing things
But
because I
see,
looked at God
it's the
is saying,
outsourcing of power. We've been taught to look
Yes.
outwardly for the power that we've always held
but does
internally.
the Bible not say you are created in my image?
Yeah,
And
greater is
that's
he
the
that is
problem.
within me than he that is
God
in
is
the
the
world.
Almighty God.
Period.
Here's the thing: we are just measly human beings.
Hmm.
None of us, not one person on this earth, can honestly be a whole presentation of God themselves.
Exactly.
I
One
think
person
y'all
on
are
earth
enjoying this
who can do
conversation.
that.
Y'all getting into this. I think y'all are really
The
getting
So
only
into this.
in
person who can do that was Jesus himself.
but I'm
And
gonna tell you this.
Tommy
I'm
said,
gonna
where was
take it a
Period.
Jesus
little
at?
step further. I'm gonna take it a step
Jesus
further.
was in these streets.
Jesus said that we will do greater things. And the reason why he was able to make that statement because we are all extensions of God.
Period.
Every last one of us. God is not external, is not on the outside of us, he is internally within us.
Internal.
And we have to go within our own internal power to figure out what we're supposed to be in life, what we're supposed to be doing in life, connect with our own source. And our problem is we've been looking to pastor such and such, deacon
Hmm.
such and such, mother
True.
such and such to find our
Churches,
identity.
such and such.
And then we grow into this false identity of who we are, not even living our truth. We die not living our natural truth because we go outside and we outsource power that we already hold. Greater is he that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
within us than he that is in the world. We've been looking to the world for somebody to approve or accept who we are. I don't need anybody to accept me because I accept
No.
me.
Come
Period.
on,
I'm
son.
I'm not
Hello.
looking for
Period.
nobody to prove me right about my identity. I don't look for that. I don't look for validation from people. If you don't agree with my life, you're not a part of my tribe.
You're not a problem.
So I'm not going to give you none of my energy to even care about what little baby the baby got to say. I don't care about what Ti has to say.
Right.
I don't care. That's not. We
Right.
give our energy to shit that does not support us.
So,
A guy told me
Mm.
one day. He said, "How are you a part of a religion that hates you?"
That part.
And it blew my mind in the moment. I kind of got offended because I was heavily tied in religion until I started being pulled from the church and spirituality just started awaking up in me. I was like, wow.
Mm.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
he's completely right. He's completely right. I was literally subjecting myself to something that claimed it didn't like who I was, didn't like anything about me, but then I was trying to find peace in that form of destruction. How?
How? Like people don't understand that Jesus was actually created the way that he was created. So to give us the way, he wasn't descended from heaven in that way. He was literally made within the woman's womb and pushed out and literally the way we are. So he went through every test and trial that we are going through
That's
as
it.
humans.
He was the word
Wait,
wrapped in
wait,
flesh.
wait,
It
wait,
was
wait, wait. Hold on.
internal.
Let's go back. Let's talk about how when Jesus was born, he didn't need a man. It was God in the womb of a what? A woman.
Come
But
on, Lily.
but see, you have to
Go ahead.
understand,
Go ahead.
hold on.
God, he literally
Hold,
did that for a reason.
hold on 1 second, y'all. Does anyone else have YouTube pull up?
Yeah, well.
Yes.
Are we still live on YouTube?
Yeah, we
Yes.
good.
We live.
Okay, because mine had got disconnected. I didn't know if we were
Oh,
still
okay.
live on
Yeah.
YouTube.
We still
Okay,
live,
good.
baby.
I'm
We
We're
sorry.
good.
going.
We're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
But there's a reason why God did what he did, because if not, he would have gave his own self to show that, this is how the world is supposed to be or whatever. He literally made something proven to say, hey, what you're going through is not anything that you can't handle, or whatever the case may be. Everything that Jesus has done, he has been tempted by the devil. He has been tempted by temptation.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, when people say that they don't love God or don't love Jesus, that means you hate me too.
So, well, I
How
got
can you
another
love your brother
question.
and say you love me? That's
Because I mean,
I
because
we're
we
made in
are
his
extensions
image.
of God.
If we're made in his image, because I am God. I am God.
We are
Once
all a
you,
Hello.
representation.
we're all representations of God.
so I
You
have a
know,
whole nother question that I would just want to take in. Somebody gonna get upset when I say this, but I'm
Hmm.
gonna just. I have a whole nother question.
Okay.
Mhm.
So going back to something that Lyric had said, probably like about a good 5 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago, when you said the spiritual tribe, you're part of your spiritual tribe.
Hmm.
What if you find envy and wrath within your own spiritual tribe.
It's not
How
your
do you
tribe.
take in? How do you take and deal with it?
It's
That's
not
not
your
your
tribe.
right.
So you
Because
like.
you know the old saying is people come. You know what is it? Evil or whatever. Wolves come in sheep clothing that
Hmm.
time to try to get close
Oh,
to you.
Hmm.
And I was having this conversation with somebody, and we were talking about a couple people that we knew.
Hmm.
And we was also talking about some people that we knew that had so much potential, but
Yeah.
they don't see it and they don't recognize it for themselves.
Hmm.
And oftentimes people come to you whenever I use a term, and all y'all have heard me use this term, that people come to you with a fake representative on. So when you come to people and people put that fake representative out to, I don't care who you are, you can be as authentic as you possibly want to be. We all have a representative that we show to people at first.
Mhm.
And then when we get good and real comfortable with them, that representative will go have a seat, and that real you always shows up.
here
Whether
you.
it's 2 minutes into that
Ooh,
conversation, whether it's 30 seconds into that conversation, that representative go away and the real you shows through. With all that
Yes.
being said, all I'm gonna say is this: people step to you, and my question is that I'm asking to my baby down there, because that's one of our spiritual guidance that's come through here, you know and he answered it, but I'm gonna say it again. When people come to you and try to get to be a part of your spiritual tribe, and they wolves in sheep's clothing to take away from, not to add to,
Hmm.
how do you deal with it? Not necessarily, they don't necessarily. I
Hmm.
feel like you can learn anything from anyone if you're
Hmm.
open to learning
Right.
from them.
Right.
Like I've
Right.
learned stuff from Mimi, and I'm quite sure that Mimi's learned stuff from me. I've learned
Right.
stuff from Lyric.
Yeah.
Lyrics learned stuff from me. Same
Yeah.
with Tasha. Same with Lily.
Hmm.
But once you get to the point that you've learned what you needed to learn,
Hmm.
how do you pass that torch so you move on? So you get that check mark or whatever you feel like
Hmm.
that you needed to have gotten from that person, not necessarily that you're
Hmm.
tossing that person away or not
Hmm.
saying that person is valid anymore, or you don't need anything from that person, because I'm a strong believer in you don't burn bridges with people,
Hmm.
because you never know when you may have to cross back over that bridge, but in a different way. It may not be the same way that you had to cross it the first time, but you may have to cross that bridge again eventually. That bridge could be the one gatekeeper that keeps you away from where you need to be going to.
Right. So
I'm
so I
quiet now.
so I say this. I don't attach myself to people. I attach myself to energy.
Period.
Energy and vibe. And the moment that the energy and vibe does not serve neither one of us, we gracefully move on because we were never created to stay the same. We're consistently evolving.
Right.
So, friendships, we make ritual out of friendships. Some people that we've latched onto were really trauma bonds. They weren't real friendships.
Yes.
Ooh,
But we've
you want to break
really.
that down? Trauma
Sure.
bond?
Trauma bonds. That's issues that I might have. You may have similar issues, and they kind of like work together for some time, and we create this friendship off of that broken guy that we was girl, you had a bad relationship, I had a bad relationship, all these different kind of things take place, or
That's ugly.
I didn't get enough affection, but this person loves giving affection. It's like you get those little bonds that you feel like is really keeping a friendship together, and when one person starts to heal, then you start seeing things a little bit different. Like, yeah, this don't feel right
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
it's all about having that spirit of discernment, because now
yes.
I'm at the point when I notice that certain people up within my tribe, if I'm growing above them, my soul will tell me the assignment is over. Don't talk to that person no more. Don't call that person. My
Mhm.
energy does not let me dial certain people's number.
So it's really getting to the point of it's not even. I don't even go within somebody to even judge where they're at.
Right.
I gauge my own peace,
Yes.
my own security. So I'm not even going in with you and being like, okay, where are you at spiritually? Are we matching? No. If my
Mm-mm.
spirit is just telling me it's time to gracefully move on, I just move on. And that's so I can continuously evolve.
It's the graceful for me.
For me, I'm learning that it's not even about attaching to other people's energy.
Yeah,
I need to attach to the energy of my creator themselves,
that's it. That's
because
it.
that's my guide, that's the book,
Mhm.
that's the blueprint.
So I'll tell you this: you are a co-creator of your own existence. So this is the thing: God gave us the pen. We're
Mm,
writing the story. So a lot of times we're looking back and asking God, "Hey God," well, God was like, "I gave you the pen. If this is what you want, do what you need to do."
right. I'm gonna keep you
Because He's
safe while you
already
doing it.
giving. Yeah, He's already given us
When
what we need.
when the Bible says your story was written before the stars was formed,
Yes,
and are you not made from matter of the stars?
yes. So your ability, you have your pen. You have your. That's our problem. We've outsourced our power for so long that we don't know how to create our own lives.
Right.
Mm.
We're
And that's because
constantly
we've
looking
given other
for
people the
somebody to
pen.
help us write. No, you're the
Right.
author of your story, and God has
Yes.
given you that ability to do that. Go out and do what you need to do so you can be the best person that you can possibly be. I say this all the time. Continue working, continue evolving, continue transforming, knowing that you have everything on the inside of you to be the best version of you possible. You have to believe in you.
Look,
Hmm.
you said that from your ears to from your mouth to everybody's ears, but
Yeah.
that's something that I have preached to Mimi sitting right beside me. I have told that to Mimi several times. We'll be
Yeah.
talking about stuff at work, and I'd be like, "Girl, it's in your hands. You can take and do this, that, and the third." And
Yeah.
Yes.
do I not, Mimi? I always am trying to take and preach
Yeah.
positivity, not
Yeah.
preach, but be up there and trying to be, because I learned something from a person, very how I want to take and say this. From the very first time that I heard them sing on a certain show, and I had a conversation, a real conversation off camera, and we were just vibing and talking, and we figured out that we were supposed to be in similar tribes with each other, and us is in the same tribe. The knee baby, you know, not only that, it just really came and it put, how some people come into your life. I'm saying a lot, but I'm trying to make a point. Some people come into your life to take and connect the dots for you because you don't always have all of the dots in a row or in the way that they should be.
Right.
And I've always been taught, you speak into your own life what it is that you need.
Mhm.
You know, with that being said, um, you know, I was talking to one of my friends and they was hesitant about taking and moving out and being in their own place. Like, baby, you got to take and do what's right for you. Ponder over it, pray over it, and whatever you get, that's what you need to be doing. It's gonna
Right.
seem hard at times, it's gonna hurt you at times, you're gonna be upset and mad, but it's nothing like coming home to your own place.
Yeah.
It's nothing like coming home and saying, "Hey, I am okay." I maybe
Yeah.
eating cups of ramen noodles this month, but next month I'm gonna be, what I'm saying, I'm gonna do a little bit
Right.
better. But
Enjoy the
the truth
process.
is the truth. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And if you
Yes.
learn something from it,
Yeah.
okay, it's good because if you don't learn something, then you're gonna have to keep going through that same trial over
Ooh.
and
Yes.
over
Very true.
and over and over. And every time it's gonna get a little harder and harder. And you're trying to figure out, well, what is it? Because you didn't learn that once it could be the simplest thing is to take and say to a person, how you doing? That could be your trial that you keep
Hmm.
missing. That
Yep.
could be your task that you still have not checked off yet because you're
Hmm.
too stubborn that you don't want to do it.
Yeah. And
We
it,
all
we
have free
focus on
will.
every other
You know,
thing
right,
than what we actually want in life.
right. And we all have free will to take and do whatever we need to
Like,
do. But have you stopped and said to a person, hey,
yeah.
have you that same thing that you've been talking to other people about? Have you took that your own advice and put it into play?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's
And
also
I think,
asking yourself, have you spoken to yourself today?
yeah.
Have you even loved on yourself
Yeah.
today? We
Yeah.
want to speak to everybody else, but did you gracefully show yourself some love? We
Right.
can only give what we give to ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. True.
So if
And that's
I,
why I tell, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, baby, you okay, Tasha? You can go ahead.
I tell everybody every day. I wake up at like 5:45 every morning. I meditate. When I meditate, I quiet my mind because I tend to overthink a little bit. I quiet my mind so I can hear exactly what my intuition and what my soul is
Hmm.
saying. And that's the only way that you can literally listen to what your next steps and your next roadmap will be. If it's telling you, hey,
Hmm.
Jasmine, go down to the store and just be a blessing to somebody, you're not gonna get that if you're constantly waking up and just jumping out the bed and just tending to you. And that's exactly what this whole show is about tonight. Staying in your ownest laneth and doing
Period.
You're supposed to have do it.
Period.
You
If
That's
know what
you're
you
in
it.
you know what
everybody
you saying
else's
that
lane,
you know
you're
what
not
you
going
saying
to
that
get what's for
You're
you.
not. You're not.
sorry.
And you're not going to even know what you want.
But you know
People
what
don't
you
even know
do.
what they want in life. I'm sorry, Mama. You
Go
can go
ahead.
Go
I'm
ahead.
ahead.
sorry. I apologize. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine.
Go ahead.
People don't even know what they want. A lot of the things that we think we want are were built off of the social constructs that we were raised in or the people that we
And
were around.
most of the things that we feel like we want is because we see somebody else with it. It's
It's
not
a
because we
Say
lie.
want
it again
it.
now.
It's not
Say it again.
because sometimes we don't even want, like, Lyric could be driving around in a Mercedes. I want it, but I know that's not the car for me. Maybe he's got that car because he got that car. And maybe I'm not
Right.
supposed to have a car. Maybe I'm supposed to be chauffeured in a Mercedes.
Come on
But
now.
we can't sit here and we can't understand
We
why
cannot.
certain things are happening for us and why things are going against us
Mhm.
because we're too busy worrying about this person and why
Because
they're gay, and worrying about this person
I'm
and why
telling
they're
you.
fat, and worrying about this person and why they want to be trans, instead of looking within ourselves and saying, hey, Tasha,
Self.
you
Self.
got this right here to get together. Stop focusing on
Period.
them three people and focus on yourself, because I got something for you to do that you can
Period.
literally change all three of those people's lives.
What Ajna say all the time, and I took this, and this is why I'm on the path that I'm on. I am a full-time job healing me, and in
Hello.
order for me to get in your business, you got to pay me for it.
And see,
Okay.
with you saying that, like I was sitting, I was listening to what Tasha says. So Tasha, my me time, my and what Lyric was saying, my me and my loving on me time is in the morning time. When I wake up
Mhm.
and I'm going through my routine of brushing teeth and washing face and different things like that, it's
Yeah.
calm. I have my little music going,
Yes.
and it's about me.
Mhm.
And
Oh.
a lot of people that don't realize it with me, the way I take and I paint, which is the way I take and put on my face, that reflects of how I'm feeling that day. If the colors is bright and aromatic and everything is just blended to the point, I hold in a good mood. But
Oh,
sometimes I be trying to get up and it takes all I can do because I have so many other things that is flowing through my mind during that time frame. It takes all I can do to just to put it together.
yeah.
And sometimes you be battling so many things that you don't want to outsource and tell people about. And it's so important that we check on strong friends because you never know when strong friends
Ooh,
are going through something.
baby.
So that's why, 2 weeks ago, I challenged people instead of doing it on social media, call that friend that you say you're friends with. Text them and say,
Mhm.
hey, how you doing? Don't put it on social media.
Mhm.
When was the last time you had an actual dialect with the person that you say you're friends
Yeah.
with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had an actual dialect to tell somebody, it may be your mama, your daddy, brother, cousin, whoever, that you haven't talked to in a while? Hey, I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a
Yeah.
lot of us that are in the black community, and I can only speak from us because that's who us is over here. I'm a little mud, I'm a little mixed with a little bit of everything else, but Negro is primary. A lot of us are not taught to say I love you to each other. A lot
Mhm.
of us are scared to say it because it shows a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
Or
Go ahead, baby.
it's something that we have not been conditionally taught.
Come on, Tasha.
Because most people that are around me grew up in homes that did not have two parents. Even though I had my two parents, even though my father wasn't my father, I saw a husband and a wife
Hmm.
love me. So
Mhm.
I know how to give the love. Now
Oh, I got something
others,
for you. Oh,
yeah, so others,
mm,
they are not conditionally trained or taught that love is a feeling and love are actions. So they don't know how to say I love you, because they think that words are easy to say, but if you're going to say that word, you literally have to understand the true root meaning of love. It's all about action, it's all about movement. And if you can't show that word, please don't say it, because
and
you're
it's
causing damnation to yourself.
And it's honestly like, what does love mean to you? A lot of people can't even answer that question.
Mhm.
Oh,
If
it
it
was
didn't,
a meme I came across. Thank you for saying that. A meme I came across yesterday as I was scrolling. It said, if I asked you to name everything that you love, how long will it take for you to say yourself?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Let me
Wait a
repeat that. Let me repeat that. The meme said, if I asked you to say all of the things that you love,
Hmm.
how long will it take you until you say yourself?
Facts.
So let
I
me let
literally, I couldn't double tap that picture enough.
Facts.
so let me ask y'all this then.
Hmm.
Can you pray the gay away?
No.
It
No.
ain't even something that God wants you to do. He loves
If
you the
I
way
want
that
you to
you
be part of the
are.
community, baby, be part of the community.
He loves you the way that you are, and
Come
that's the
on,
first.
Lily.
Come on, baby,
'Cause
go
I,
ahead.
I want all y'all to come in on this one right
I
here.
personally believe you can't, but there are people out there who decide to try to change their journey besides what God has called them to do, and I don't judge them for it because
No.
of the society we live in. Like being queer, and when I say queer, I mean like the whole LGBTQ, all of us. But being queer, then on top of that, being black and queer in America, I don't judge people who try to or so-called say they pray the gay away. I don't want to say it's pity, but it's just like it is pity because if only you knew.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I had to
There
go.
go that booty call. Uh-oh. You have
Oh.
been on here too long. You know it's 10:30 up there. You know somebody coming.
Look,
Oh,
baby, at least somebody getting one.
no,
Uh-oh.
but
We
anyway,
definitely know you ain't praying no gay away over there. You on your knees, but you
I
ain't
used to
praying.
have a ladder, now I got a front door.
Ooh.
God has brought me far. Let me stop because I'm sorry. I'm just playing. Okay, anyway. um, but no, like I do have people because if only you knew, if only you was not afraid to face that fear and see the glory through that fear that God has for you. Because Jesus, the Son of Man, this I don't like to say son, but the Son of God themselves had to be crucified on the cross. Before that, he was whipped. He was ridiculed. That's why I used to remember. I always tell my grandmother, "Well, this person said this and that, and then this person did this and that." Like, well,
I love it, John.
Jesus, they talked about him.
Yeah.
So
Who were
who
the
are
main
you?
people that literally led him to the cross again? Just like Eric said, those are Christians.
So let me ask you this question with y'all saying that, and then I'm gonna be quiet.
Hmm.
Damn, I just had. Okay, so if that's being said,
Hmm.
if he came here for each and every one of our sins, if gay is considered to be a sin, if he had to experience those sins before he passed away,
Ooh, my word. My God, on today. Listen,
You said
do I
so.
need to say anything else?
Hold
I
on.
mean,
You
I got it, but just keep saying it. I got it. But go ahead and finish it because I want Lyric to hear the
hold
whole
on.
thing.
That kind of threw.
Mimi over there, she got it. Me.
Can we repeat? Because my internet went out. I don't know what happened.
So my question is, they the Bible states, by his stripes we are healed.
Uh huh.
Not only by his stripes we are healed, but he came here to save us from our sin.
Uh huh.
So when he passed away and rose again, he took those sins with him, which means he had to experience all the sins, correct? If I'm listening to and reading correctly. So if he had to experience it before he left
Hmm.
here, how
Hmm.
can you experience a sin, or a sin is taught to say that it's been a sin without the experience of knowing that it's a sin?
Because all this stuff is made up. This is the thing. That's not. We're looking at so many different things, and it's like if let's go to the if we gonna go to just the plain bit of it. If you can't find sins, quit worrying about it. Live your
Period.
life. Be free.
Well,
Enjoy your
but
life.
what I'm
Find your
saying
own
though is
identity.
that so many people say the first thing that they say is that gay is a sin. He loves you, but the gay and or is an abomination is what they normally take and use.
Your overthinking
But
is a sin.
they never say that eating shellfish, gluttony,
Tattoos,
lusting.
piercings.
They just don't preach it. They don't
They
because
don't
they
preach.
live in it. They
Yeah,
they they pick and choose what they wanna go by, what they wanna deal with.
That goes
Come
to
on,
what I
Mimi.
was saying earlier. When you
Yeah,
yeah, that's exactly what Mimi
reading one
said.
passage, forget about that shit.
yeah,
So,
Yeah,
like, it's not a pick and choose game. It's,
exactly.
yeah,
if you're gonna go by the word, go by the
go
word.
by
That's
it.
it.
Yeah,
And don't pick
and
and
live
choose what you like and don't like. That's just how things go
because that,
out
yeah,
And
that
that
ain't
right
being no
there is
Christian.
what, hey, that right there is what had me like, yeah, this shit ain't right.
This ain't right. This ain't
So,
right. You got, I mean, you got people coming in church acting and doing all kind of stuff in the car, literally rolling up before they come in the church. You know,
Yeah,
there's so many things that we're not supposed to be doing that we're actually doing. Like right
or
now, as
sleeping with your
we're
wife, being in the same house with your wife while she on her menstrual
You,
cycle.
I was
It's
just gonna
so
bring
many
that up. You better
different
get
hello,
out of my
things.
head. You better get out of my head because
hello.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Exactly. Like there's so many things, and if any Christian is gonna come to you and say, "Hey, you're doing this wrong," so that King James Version Bible you got in your hand. Do you know about King James?
Come on now. What
Did
you
you
say,
know that
Mimi?
he was a
They don't want to say
homo?
anything about that now. What do
Yeah.
you?
Did you know he was a gay king who didn't like himself and wanted to commit suicide? Did you know that? How many sins is that? But you
What you
carrying
say,
around
Mimi?
that Bible.
like what Tasha said earlier, that when you go into church, oh, what is she wearing? What is that? You are, like you're telling me that we just listen to the pastor talk about don't judge people, that only God can judge you, but you out here
Man,
judging the next
they
person's
ran
way.
me out of Mimi. They ran me out of
And
church. Like
Mimi,
at
then
the
that you know
point,
what they'll use to justify that? Oh, the Bible says we can judge righteously.
you
It's
know
so
what? I
Or we
do.
can take and we can look at
Sure
the
do.
fruit from what the tree bears.
it's so much. It's just
Like,
It's
so
so
much.
much.
it's a lot. Like it goes along with like what I was saying, that I just think
Hmm.
it's just a shit show, because
It is.
like what, like, okay, I
Just
understand that you need to be presentable,
hey,
at least
Violet.
presentable at
Hey,
church,
Hall.
at least,
Zion.
okay, I think
Hmm.
so. But if somebody feels comfortable in whatever they're wearing, why does it matter, really? Like, what does it
Girl,
matter?
Because
Like,
what it is
Because
actually triggering certain people that want to do it themselves a lot of
right, and
times.
it's also triggering because they mad because they
mhm,
can't do it the way you doing it. Because
they
Come
can't.
on, Silent.
Yes,
some people don't have the courage to walk with the confidence you do have
They
into
don't.
an
yeah.
environment that they know they're going to get ridiculed from.
Exactly.
They would rather
Or
they would rather disrespect your ass so highly that you feel like you ain't shit. However, you are the bitch and you are the shit. And
Period.
that's why they're trying to ruin your self esteem when you
right.
come to the church.
Period.
And they mad that you walked in here knowing that you're different from everybody else and not wanting to be in the status quo.
Hmm.
Right.
That's why they got
Or
something to say. Or you and your mammy, or your mammy did the same thing when she was younger. She tried to tell you that she was that you were gonna turn out just like her, and now she mad.
So then let me ask y'all
yo
this.
man.
Since we're speaking of people that are jealous, this, that, and the third,
Hmm.
I was involved in a congregation. I was the only trans person that was there. I was really the only out person that was there that didn't give a damn whether they cared one way or the other. I'm just gonna put
Not
it
the only
very
out one, like
bluntly.
you can see the other ones.
Oh,
So
okay.
I always used to get into it with the older, not necessarily get into it, but I was always frowned upon by the older women that was in the church. And they didn't say it, but the action speaks louder than words. When you say you truly love a
Always.
person, you love a person. There's not always something every time a person gets ready to do something.
Right.
And a particular time frame that we were supposed to be all going to getting together to go and celebrate the women of the church, for Mother's Day. True enough. Okay, I know I can't biologically have children,
Come on, baby.
but classification wise, I'm consider and I feel myself as female. So why is it that there's an issue for me going to have lunch with the rest of them, but y'all expect for me to take in not only put my money in for this, but y'all want me to put my money in for when the Father's Day service and all that everybody that we're celebrating are not fathers. How was that right?
I'm gonna
Because
tell
you
you
want
the
If
bigger
that's
question
I
for
was about to
self-hate,
me.
say something real
what I'm saying though
over
is then I'm gonna let y'all
eyes
say what y'all got
closed.
to say. What I'm saying though is that I'm piggybacking off of the self hate
Hmm.
Yeah.
and the people that want to take in talk about, oh well, I have gay friends, just like they said, try to use the term, I have black friends, but da 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 da. How can
The
you have
womanest
black
black friend you
friends?
can find.
But
Or
I'm gonna
either
tell
I only
you,
date black men or only date Hispanic men, but
Girl,
I feel like this. I feel like self hate attracts self hate.
it does.
Because
Hurt people hurt people.
the fact you have to ask yourself, why do I keep wanting to be a part of people who do not accept me? What part of me do I not like or enjoy, that I feel that I need to be subject to this type of scrutiny or people being against me? That's why you got to go internally and figure that stuff out, because
Right.
you're self-hating yourself to put your subjecting yourself to people who are not treating you accordingly. And most of the time you don't even know really what you deserve, because you haven't went within inside yourself to find your own internal identity.
Say it again.
Right. That
So
could be the very reason why people are saying, "Ooh, what she got on," is because of they don't want to reflect. They don't want people to see what they got going on. They rather throw the light on somebody else to dim whatever problems that they have regarding their self hatred.
my
but
whole
we're
thing is
designed
a
to do we've
hoe
always
see
been
another
designed to
hoe.
do that. We've always been designed to look
Yeah.
outwardly. That's the problem.
Right.
Mm.
Right. Right.
That's been the biggest issue of them all, because I'm just not going to be that type of person now, because I love myself enough
Yeah.
now, to the point where I'm not going to go to a church when I'm not welcome. I'm
It,
not going to go
that part.
deal with family members because they're so-called family and they don't accept me.
Oh,
Why am
girl.
I going to even put myself in that type of position?
I ain't gonna sit at no barbecue talking to you, child. Bye.
If you
At
don't
all.
compliment my piece, you don't compliment where I'm going, I don't need to be there, because I
I
love
don't want to
myself
be.
too
And
much
can
to
I say
subject
one
myself to
thing,
that.
please?
You can go ahead.
Just piggybacking off of what Jasmine said, this is the problem I had to say this every single time I come up on here
Hmm.
about showing these goddamn children. Oh, I'm a mother and I'm a this and the third. Just because you pull something out your vagina, girl, don't mean you a mother.
Hello.
Just because you dumped in somebody punani, girl, does not mean you a father either.
Yep.
There's
Right.
people
Because
out here that
dogs
got
can
more.
have babies too.
Right. There's people that
Mm.
have children, girl, and you won't even see their asses till a year from now, girl, to take a photo out with their asses. You don't talk to your child, you don't pay them child support, you don't do shit for them. But once they get success, you want to have them in your life, girl. Good night. Y'all want to be parents when y'all want to be parents.
Yeah,
But just go ahead, Mimi. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
it,
baby.
it's also not a pick and choose type of deal.
At all.
At all.
Cause
Like
your baby ain't choose to be here, bitch. That's the first thing.
exactly. Like like I'm gonna get a little bit personal right now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
I have a younger sister and she just had a baby. He just turned 4 months on the first, and she
Oh.
had texted me the other day and she was like, "Hey, on your free time, could you come get him and spend some time with him? Because she started working now, so she's like,
Mhm.
I'm never gonna have a day off, honey. You're a mother.
Hmm.
What the man?
It's a 24/7 job.
I mean, if I can have a day off,
You
baby.
you decided to spread them legs
Come
and
on now.
Well,
that's your
Hmm.
responsibility now. Now,
Right.
now, don't get me wrong. I don't have no problem picking up my baby from time to time and spending time with him. I have
Come
no
on, right, right.
for you to
That's
tell
not the
me,
issue,
oh,
really.
I won't have a day off. What?
Mimi, I
What?
have a son. I have a son all the way in Atlanta, Georgia, with his aunt and his uncle, and he still calls me. Hey, mom,
See?
can I have? Uh, fine. I mean, most times I wake up, and this is something totally different from the topic. Sometimes I wake up and I don't want to be a mom. I don't
That,
want to wake up and have responsibilities. But guess what? Looking at them makes me want to have the responsibility. This is what I created. Now it used to be like, darn, I gotta get up. Now it's like, I hear my son. Oh, I hear him laughing. It makes me want to enjoy being in the employment of being a mother.
that
Sometimes, she'll
I'm
get it.
sorry, I
She'll get
apologize.
it.
But
No,
what
you're fine.
I was just gonna say about that, that's the same thing like having your own space for a house and stuff. baby, you may not want to pay them bills. But soon as that
Say
bitch is
that
taken away
again.
from you, because it
Say it
ain't
again,
nothing like
Bridget.
going and being into your own peace. And don't get me wrong,
Say
there's
it the fuck
nothing wrong with
again.
staying with mama, daddy, whoever it is, until you
Right.
can do better. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But baby, once you done tasted that, like you
You
done
gonna
spread
put
your
your ass through hell
wings,
there first.
baby, and then you
Baby,
get up and then you look at the 4 hours. Because I tell people that are not in the situation, baby, once you done tasted that freedom,
I'm
that
telling
you could actually get
yes.
out of the shower and walk through the
And
house
walk with that no
and
time.
air dry.
Hallelujah.
You ain't got to worry about nobody coming in there and saying anything. So you can air dry. You can sit on your couch, spread eagle,
I'm
and let the
telling
air
you,
conditioner just tear you down if you want to.
man.
It can't
Yeah.
nobody say nothing to you. It is nothing like
Right. It is.
liberating yourself like that. And I'm gonna be
Yeah.
quiet.
John, I love your post, what John just said. He was
What's
talking
that?
about
Yeah. When
family.
he
He
said
was
his
like
homophobic
homophobic
cousin.
cousin lied to him. Being gay is not living a lonely life. And shows like this one proves that I'm not alone. This is like family. That is very
Yeah.
true. It's something I shared earlier. There's a statement that says, we hear it all the time, blood is thicker than water, but we never
Okay.
really hear
Say it
uh
again.
the full thing of it. Is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. It
Okay.
is
Mhm.
basically meaning that the family we create
You better
is
educate us
oftentimes
tonight.
Say what
stronger
needs to
than
be
the
said.
family that we're born into. And we have to be okay with that. Even Jesus had to tell his mama, look, I got something to do, baby. I'm no longer your son. I'm doing
Right.
my father's work. We have to be okay with evolution and evolving. And there is family out here, and it's okay to connect with your different tribes. And it's family. Like I had to let my mom and dad go for a while. I had to let a lot of my family members go and release them, and I'm okay with that. It's made room for other people like you all to be a part of my life. So it's okay to leave that family. It's all right. It's all right. You if mama ain't holding you down the way mama is supposed to hold you down, cut her ass off.
Yeah.
If
She'll
daddy
come
ain't
home
holding
when
you
she's
down the
supposed
way
to.
that cut his
Kinda
ass
cut that
off.
bitch off.
You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta be okay with that. We gotta be fine with that. That dead ass, cut that bitch off.
For real, for real.
I'm sorry, I
For
had to
real.
say it, bro. You got to say what needs to be said sometimes.
For
It's time
real,
to cut that bitch off.
seriously.
Yeah.
Bro. Good night.
Seriously.
Because
Cut
it depends. Your
their ass
mental
off.
No,
health depends
seriously. I'm
on it.
sorry.
Your
It,
mental health depends on all
Hell
of that. 'Cause,
yeah, it
like,
do.
if you keep people around you that are going to continue to suck from you,
Hmm.
because you want people that's going to give you connections
Yeah.
versus people that are attachments. Connections give you things, attachments take from. I used to have so many people that came around me and they were cool with me when I was having parties and drinks and food and everything was there. Once they died down, and Lyric can testify to this, once I stopped saying I'm not going to do all of that, when I say my friends went from, okay, when I said I needed to move, I didn't have anybody really to show up.
Mhm.
But they kept calling me, let me know when you have a house on the party. Bitch, I'm not welcome.
Okay.
When I say now, that's giving me a difference. I've cut so many people off. I almost cut myself off the other day.
I mean, I think that's a daily thing. We do go through that. Like you check
You
yourself daily.
when you get to a point that you get sick and tired, and I've often said this, and I know y'all have heard me say this. People don't change until you get to a point that you sick and tired of being sick and tired.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you sick
Mm-hmm.
and
Come on,
tired of
lawyer.
being sick and tired, you gonna take and you gonna change whatever that situation is. But until
That
Yeah.
part.
then, it's just like I hate to say it like this: when people are in an abusive relationship, male or female,
Hmm.
you can sit there and you can be talking to them until you blue in the face. But until
Hmm.
they get sick and
Yep.
tired of being sick and tired of
Right.
that situation, I don't care
They,
how much you take and you say that's I learned something when I was 18, 19 years old that I've carried through my whole life. I used to work at a place called Seafood Shanty, and it was the very first job that I ever had. And there, one of the coworkers used to come in and used to talk bad about their husband, this, that, and the third. And um, my a server friend of mine that was there, she was just venting and saying she was saying all this kind of stuff, and I hate him, this, that, and the third. And then I got onto that whole little trail basket with him. Girl, well, I can't stand him because he doing such and such or whatever like that. And then the other server, which She was kind of sort of like a mother figure there whenever my mom wasn't there because my mom was the head chef. And on the Sundays, I was there. But. Anyway, long story short, she said, "Baby, let me tell you something." She said, "You sit there and you let that lady say everything that she could possibly want to say." She said, "But until she gets sick and tired of that situation, she ain't gonna do nothing." And she said, "Then you don't
Period.
get yourself involved in it because that same person that she's saying she hate this, that, and the third, you gonna slip up and you can say that you hate them one too many times for her, and then she gonna hate you and be upset and mad with you, and they done been back and
Right.
made up, but both of them upset and mad
Right.
with you." Because you stuck that your
Because you,
nose in their business, and from that point on, then I said to myself, I said, "You know what?
That's what I do with my
right.
friend children.
I don't do that anymore."
Because
Mimi
we
could
take
tell you,
on other
we
people's
sit
karma when we do
right,
that.
Man,
Sure
and
do. And
Mimi
I
could
ain't got
tell
and
time
I
you.
for
don't
this
like
shit
that.
tomorrow. I
I
ain't
don't
got
want
shit
your
for that
karma. I
tomorrow.
don't
You know what
want
I'm
So
saying? And Mimi will tell you now, we'll sit and
I'm
I'll
over
listen
it.
to everybody and we all fuss and complain. I ain't gonna sit here and say none of us don't fuss and complain. We all sit and
right.
fuss and complain. But it gets to a point that you just be like, okay, so what you gonna do
What you
now?
gonna do, huh?
Yeah,
Right.
like I'm tired of hearing you saying XYZ, so what are you gonna do?
And
I
my
don't
Are
even
you
want to
gonna
sit on the
calculated.
change the
phone with you. I'm gonna
situation?
tell you the truth. I'm not
Right.
gonna even
Are
sit
you
on the
gonna
phone.
change the situation or you not gonna
Right.
change the situation?
Girl, don't
Because
text me neither,
if you
girl.
I'm not
upset
I
and
don't
gonna
even
mad
want
want
about
to say
this,
what I got going on with nobody because I don't want nobody to be like, damn, she sounds stupid as hell. Why she
I
still?
cannot
I'm
save you from a professor you not darn learning from.
you. Period.
I
I don't
cannot.
want to get in the way of
It's
what God gonna have for you for your
you
character
gotta go through
development.
it. I'm not finna allow my energy to kind of constantly be tied to you talking about this same nigga you sick of. I'm
I
not gonna do it.
refuse.
I got better shit I need to be doing.
I refuse. No shade. I
I,
refuse. I can't
until
tolerate
I'm
you
not
you.
get
gonna
to a
kick in
point,
with
Uh-uh.
you.
and
I'm not gonna
I
even give
say
you
it,
false hope that I'm gonna listen to your shit.
Period. Because
I
I'm
say
ready to
it,
get back
and
to my
I say
rose
it,
toy.
I say it, and I say it, and I say it again. Until you get to a point that you are sick and tired, I don't care who it is. You are not gonna change no kind of situations until you get to that point that you're sick and tired. But what I
Right.
am gonna do is that I sent the link out to everybody that would like to come in. We have about another good 5 or 10 minutes if y'all want to ask us any questions or not. And I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna yield the floor to everyone. If you want to come in and just highlight something that you've learned or whatever like that. And I appreciate everybody coming in. We're gonna do our official farewells and everything in just a few minutes, but I'm gonna give everybody about a good 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna be out of here because I don't want to run this into the ground. But I do feel like that this is something that we really needed to talk about because you have so many people out there trying to say um, one thing or the other. And just because a person says it does not mean you have to walk in it either.
Right.
You don't have to allow words to attach to you that are not meant to be attached to you. So with that being said, the floor is yours, and then I'm gonna come back and have my final say. So um let's start like this. Um let's see. Okay, no more. Special guest is kidding. Tony,
Girl.
good, you a bottom, good. Don't even come over here with
Laughing.
that.
Over there laughing at.
I ain't even finna go there with you
Tony
tonight.
said I ain't gay no more. I can't even say the rest of it.
On the
What?
hood, cuz.
Tony, Tony, a whole lady, child. We
You
ain't
the
studying
hood
Tony.
A
cuz.
whole lady,
All right, my
child.
special guest this evening, the one and only me and me. Girl, you got the flow. I'm gonna give you
Me
the
and me.
confessional screen so you
A
can say
whole
your
Patricia,
finals.
girl. That's who Tony
And
is,
also make
Patricia.
sure if you would like for people to take and follow you or anything, I am on Spotify. For those of y'all that came through and been showing me love on Spotify, been showing me love on Google Podcasts, on Anchor. I appreciate it. Y'all are helping me live the dream. But Mimi, you do have first round sugar, my special guest this evening. Go ahead, baby.
Well, hey guys. Well, always glad to be back. Sorry I haven't been around for a couple shows,
Oh Lord, thank you, Jay.
a couple shows. um, but I mean, I'm now on my own. So
Yes.
Congratulations, Mama.
I should have
Congrats.
Oh,
time
yeah.
to be on here and lollygagging with you guys.
Hey.
It's always a great time being here. So, I mean, thank you for having me again. Um, and I'll see you guys next show. You guys can follow me on Instagram, on Snapchat. It's the same thing as my Cash App, but flipped. So it's JORAMLI instead of yeah.
Come on, catch up.
All
I
right,
think
love Muslim.
I think that
So with okay, so let me say it like this. So if y'all want people to take a follow y'all or whatever and to hook y'all up, you have to spell it out because people on Spotify and stuff can't see this. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna give you that last little 3 seconds again, so you can go ahead if you want people to follow
I'm
you,
not dealing with her.
I can't
Right.
stand this woman.
I'm
and
not
then we
at
gonna
all.
go on and go from there. Here you go,
I
sugar.
can't
This
I'm
here you
not.
go,
stand it. I
Mimi.
can't stand this.
I just spelled it out.
She did.
JORAMLI. Okay.
Okay. Well, I was having a slow moment then. Don't move like that. I was having a slow
I can't
moment.
stand Jasmine so
Silent, here you
bad.
go,
Hey,
sugar.
I'm not dealing
she
with
is
her.
so funny. I love it.
Here you go, silent, baby.
Girl, y'all already know how I feel about this type of girl. Mind your own goddamn business and raise your goddamn kids.
Period.
And leave
Period.
me the fuck alone, bitch. And mind your own damn business and make sure you wipe your ass and wash your damn feet. Because a lot of y'all hoes on Twitter,
Oh
as soon
my
as you go,
god.
is don't know how to do that shit. So
Do
mind your
it.
business and do that and wash your ass in the shower, girl. Other than that, you guys can find me everywhere on Zylent or with Zylent Artist ZILENTARTIZT. Again, I will slow it down for y'all. ZILENTARTIZT. I wanted to be extra, girl. It's Zylent Artist, but I wanted to be extra and have his ease in it, girl. Just deal with it, girl.
Spell it one
And
more
I'll see y'all next later,
This,
girl. Bye.
I can't.
Tasha, the Gemini.
yeah. Oh, thank you for having me on the show, Jasmine. I say this all the time. Mind your business. Until God starts making bunk bed caskets, that's when you should
Period.
worry about other people. But since we have to go to Him in judgment by ourselves, we only have ourselves to answer everything that we've done in His book.
time.
So be yourself because everybody else is taken. I don't
Oh,
want to be nobody else but me. And I thank
Yeah.
the universe, God, the creator for who I am and everything that I'm learning. So take heed to that. Everything that you're about, be about that. Don't look at the next person on what they have going on because your journey is for you. It's your life to live for you. So if you are wanting to follow me because my show will start kicking off, I'm doing a lot of different things. My music is about to pop off. So I want everybody under the sound of my voice to follow Tasha underscore the underscore Gemini underscore on Instagram because I am going to be merging my music page, which is La La the Voice, which is going to be no more because La La the Voice is not going to exist anymore. She's going to go under Tasha the Gemini.
Yeah.
So follow me there on Instagram where you'll be able to see my TikToks, my cake business, my lip gloss business, my shenanigans, kicking it with lyric official shenanigans, everything. So Tasha underscore the underscore Gemini underscore.
Period.
all
Period.
righty then. I'm gonna drop y'all to the back. Give me just a second, y'all.
Alrighty.
So why you come up here and start trouble?
Who? I didn't start any
It's
trouble.
only two yellow folks on the screen. And one of
How
them
did I
got
start
silver hair, and
anything?
the other one's got blonde hair. How you come here starting
I didn't
trouble?
start anything. I just like to
Yeah.
spark up a great conversation.
Is
That's
that what
it.
it is? You
That's
just
it.
sprinkle some fairy dust on it? Is that what it was?
You better know it. That's what I love to do.
Well, y'all, before I take and yield the floor. So y'all know we had a challenge I did, and Tasha done gave us a little sample, and then my baby, I ain't gave it to me yet, but you know, I'm gonna be messy. But what season is it again? And then I found out I was born at 2:30 in the afternoon. So
It
what
is
season is it?
Leo
It's a
season, if
Leo.
I'm not mistaken.
For all my Leos, here y'all go, baby. Yes. Oh, happy birthday. And then there's a little light something, something right here. And then I got to play my song because I ain't played my song in a while. Let me see where I'm going to go. For all the ones that didn't give a damn about the show tonight.
Blocking you blesses me. Who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? Blocking you blesses me. But this is the part I really like. It just says, your opinion doesn't count. Not an inch or an ounce. Blocking you. Oh, I'm feeling this thing. I'm feeling this thing. Blocking you. You see, baby, you couldn't act right, so you lost the privilege, huh? Blocking you. Come on, come on, come on, come on, somebody, come on, somebody. Blocking you. But can I take it up just one time? Hey, blocking you is blessing me.
Yes,
Yeah.
God.
My God and today.
Yes, God.
All righty then. Here you go, my little muffin.
Most definitely. To everyone who is watching the show, I love you all. I love you, Jasmine. I love coming on the show and kicking it with y'all. Listen, continue evolving, continue transforming into the person that you were designed to be, knowing that you have everything on the inside of you to be the best version of you possible. You have everything that you need within yourself. Stop conforming to the identity that people give you and go within yourself to find your own. And I promise your life will be so much better. To everyone who is listening, make sure you follow me at Lyric Official, Lyrick Official, and that will be on Instagram as well as YouTube. You can also follow me on Facebook under Lyrick Music, Musiq. I love you all. So many things unfolding, and I can't wait to introduce some of the things that I'm actually working on with you all. And it will be exclusively released here on the Jazmine Divine Show. So I'm very excited about that. Some things she don't even know about yet, but I'm very
Are
excited.
you sure?
I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know yet. But like I said, everybody find your own identity, go within yourself, and no need to conform to what everybody else believes about you. You have everything on the inside of you to be the best you possible. Much love.
That's all you got to say?
That's it.
Okay, because you're going to have to come back and say your ashe.
That's it. You want me to say my ashe?
Not yet. You'll have to come back for that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I say each and every time, I like to thank each and every one of y'all for coming in and being a part of the show. Special shouts out to Mimi for joining us this evening. I thoroughly enjoy her conversation. Y'all know it's gonna take her a little bit of time to warm back up. You know, she's been gone for too long. Now she's she been gone for too long. Now she Special shouts going out to the one and only Tasha the Gemini. And here's a taste of that sexy voice that's coming your way, baby.
With all my heart, I love you, baby. Stay with me, and you will see my arms. Will hold you, baby. Never leave us, baby. I believe I'm in love, sweet love. Hear you calling out my name, and I feel no shame. I'm in love, sweet love. Don't you ever go away, it would always be this way.
Yes, God.
Period.
Yes, my God, today. And the song that has gotten me through 1, 2, and the 3. My baby. Y'all need to go and hear this full version of this song. I'm not doing this justice, but y'all need to come do full justice to the song.
You say you're broken, I'm here to heal. You say you messed up, I'm here to build. I'm offering a love that sees beyond your fears. And if you ever doubt yourself, then baby, know I'm here. You never have to question my love. And when you're down, know I'm there to pick you up. And if the world ever causes you to question who you are, my love will never change for you, no. I found beauty in your scars. I found beauty in your scars. Whoever you are.
I'm gonna tell y'all one and only time, child. If y'all don't know us over here, we us some talented peoples over here. I'm so thankful and appreciative that I have gotten to learn each and every one of these gorgeous people that have came on here because we're all just
Yes,
beautiful in my eyesight. I ain't gonna say on nobody else's eyesight. I'm
yes.
appreciative that I know each and every one of them, but I gotta have a shady moment too. Even though I ain't got any of the Tasha damn cake, even though she been promised me that the last two times I done came up here, but I still got no damn cake. I'm a fat hoe, so a fat hoe. But anyway, I'm appreciative to know each and every one of not only my panelists, but I'm appreciative to each and every one of y'all that have stuck through me through the thick and thin. Y'all have made this channel what it has evolved to be, and it's an ever changing thing. True enough, I have not been doing any of the Shady Show, and the reason why I have not been doing any of the Shady Show, I do feel like that when it becomes work, is not for me to do. So I'm just telling y'all now, the Shady Show is probably going to be off for a little while until I get the umption to start back doing that. But I am appreciating these types of conversations to make people think, make people laugh, have everybody to have opinions on the different things because I do feel like at this time, this present point in time, we're getting to a point that we get so far back off what's the word I'm looking for? We get so far off task that
Mhm.
we use anything to take and bash people. And I don't want to use anything that was meant to be funny and to help relieve stress to be something that's bashful towards people. Um, I do want to say to each and every one of y'all, thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of your night. Because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here with me. Thank you to my panelists that have came through and showed me so much love over the last year and a half. Child, we're going into 2 years, y'all.
Mm.
And it don't even seem like that. And I'm just looking forward to the bigger and better things that are coming. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. And I am blessed to know that you truly appreciate the art form that I put forth you all, to you all. Um, it's never a thing of me not wanting to do something, but I do have to follow when my spirit is telling me to do something a certain way. So I know some shows y'all want me to bring back. And when I get to the place that I feel like that I can do those, I will. But until then, I'm appreciative that you show up on the nights that you do show up because you could have been anywhere again. And I'm appreciative that you're here with me. Um, in a near future, not too distance away, my home will be paid for, and I'm speaking that into existence as of right now. It's
Yes,
done. That's one more headache that I don't have to take and deal with. It's more time I'm able to devote to my following of peoples. And
yes.
without your help, that would not have been possible. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all for believing in my dream. Thank you all for coming through and letting people know that just because you're gay, not even that. I'm gonna change that. Just because you're different and you accept who you are, you love who you are, you're accepting of your own skin. You don't have to follow the status quo to be what somebody else expects you to have to be. You don't have to be that. Special shouts out to the one and only cousin Faith for coming through, even though she really didn't want to say anything. She just want to chit chat in the back for a little bit, and we're gonna get to that in just a second. Special shouts out to my Silent. Silent goes through, does his thing, comes through, and wreck shops and keep those comments
Mhm.
in the in the tea. Lily had to leave us, unfortunately. But he does have other things that he's making, working on, and he will start shooting and doing his thing on his channel too. So much love, and y'all just show appreciation. I mean, show support like I've been showing support to me. I'm appreciative of it. Those of y'all that journeying from here over to kicking it with Lyric Official, don't think Lyric don't know it. Lyric
Yeah,
sees y'all when y'all come in a comment and appreciative just like that, because
very appreciative.
we all start somewhere. When Tasha come through, don't think I'm not gonna be uplifting her, because that's what a tribe do.
Mhm,
You show genuine love to people when you actually love people.
mhm.
Love is an action word. And that's what I've always been taught. It's not something that you just take and say to a person, hey, I love you, such and such, or, this is what I'm supposed to do. Love is an action word. When you say that you love a person, what actions do you show behind it to prove to a person that you love them? Sometimes loving a person is sitting in a room and just listening to them vent. Sometimes it's just sitting in the room so they know that they're not alone. When was the last time you showed a person that you loved them? When was the last time that you said to a person, I care about you? When was the last time you said to a person, hello? Small things like that, I often say this. It's the difference between a person staying alive or dying. And people don't realize that it's the mental state that people take and put themselves into. You have so much hatred that comes from this angle and that angle. And sometimes people just want to have that one person just to say hello to them. It's amazing when you actually cut all the bullshit out and you get down to the nitty gritty up to it, and you see it's simple as saying hello. Lyric often says to each and every one of us, you have to insource the power,
Mhm.
which what I take from that is this. We are so used to having to draw from somebody else or to seek
Mhm.
guidance and refuge from someone else when we have the strength, the know how,
Yes,
the will, and the power within self.
yes.
When will you tap into self?
Mm,
And you don't have to tap into self right then and there. Take it step by
yes.
step by step. You never, people often, people have often said Rome wasn't built in a day. Life wasn't either. When you got into the predicament or the hole or the situation that you're in now, you just didn't fall into it.
Come on
It
now.
took steps to get into there. It's the same way with relearning social construct.
Mhm.
You wasn't given that. It wasn't handed to you. It wasn't a book that you was given at birth. This is the way it is. It was a taught action. Out of that taught actions come the reactions that you give to other people.
Mm,
I challenge you this. Think outside that box.
yes, yes,
Take those old pages that you thought were true, re-examine it.
yes.
We all sit and we look and listen and say to different things, hey, I think I should have, I could have, should have. But when you take and spend that time that you should be working on self to, I don't know who said it, but I think Madison said it the best. Mind the business that pays you.
Come on now.
You have 24 hours in a run of a day. 8 of those hours are already gone sleeping. So what do you do with the other? Do you mind someone else's business? Or do you take inventory of what you need to fix in self to get self prepared for that next step?
Yes.
Do you meditate?
Mm.
And meditation comes in very different forms. It doesn't have to
Mhm.
always be you sitting there numb your horn and reggae coin. You can take 5 minutes to clear yourself. Me and Lyric had a conversation, and I'm finna get off of here. And I hope you don't mind me sharing it, but if you don't, he gonna tell me. We sit and we talk about just shutting ourselves off from everybody else and sitting in a room
Yeah.
and talking to self, loving on self. When was the last time you watched a movie That's self
Mm.
love. When was the last time you cooked a meal? That's self love. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, "Hey,
Yes.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I love your flaws and all.
Come on now.
You're what makes me whole."
Mm.
Not looking to someone else. I'm getting chills behind it. I'm sorry,
Yes.
y'all. But I got to say it the way it's coming to me.
Yeah.
So, y'all, please forgive me for this. When was the last time you told yourself that you love them? I challenge you this. I give you a 7-day challenge. When you get up in the morning, talk to yourself. Say, hey, how you doing? You'll be amazed at your affirmation for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Not something that somebody else gives to you to do. The affirmation you give to yourself,
Yes.
what a difference it'll make.
Yes.
Tell that person that you staring at and staring back at you, I love you.
Yes.
Because I love me, Snaggletooth and all. Y'all can talk
I
about me as
can't get
much as
with
y'all
you.
want to. But I love me, fat rolls and all. I
You are
love me
beautiful.
without makeup on. I still love me. Because I still think I'm just a bum diggity. I'm the shit.
You are.
If you can't sit and look at yourself in the mirror and pick out something about yourself, whether it's your beautiful freckles, whether it's your pretty brown eyes, whether it's the way that your hair just lays every time that you want it, whether it's your wild C4 beautiful, thick, luscious locks.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't pick something out about yourself, how do you expect somebody else to love you for you?
Facts.
At work, I often tell people I'm the baddest bitch walking in there because I don't fear no one else. And that came from years and years and years and years of having to prove it to self that I was something,
Yeah.
that I was not the garbage that someone threw away,
Yes.
that I was not shame of who, what, when, and why, or who I am.
Mm-hmm.
We can make our day good, bad, or however you process it. What are you going to do for yourself today? Sometimes doing something for yourself is doing something simple as buying a cup of ice because self wanted it. Don't be afraid to love self. So I challenge you to love on self. I challenge you to ignore the norm.
Yes.
I challenge you to look inward for the answers versus outward. It's good to get people's opinions, but when you're always looking for somebody else's opinion, we're sheep leading the sheep. Or another layman's term, blind leading the blind. So, with that being said, I was in you on this. I challenge you 7 days. 7 days, pick out something else about yourself. Whether it's your gorgeous eyes, the cheeks, the thighs, the lips, even the hairline. For those of y'all that are fruitful hairline, because I got a whole wool up underneath here. Pick out something that's uniquely you and love on it. I challenge you that. Just give yourself 7 days. If you can't do it for yourself for 7 days, check yourself. You have 24 hours to get up and do whatever you need to do with everybody else. You can take 5 minutes to love on self. Until then, each and every one of y'all that have came through and that blessed me tonight, I honor you and I bless you also. I speak blessings to each and every one of y'all to take that listens to me. And the curses that you all, that some people that has meant for my bad, thank you for receiving those from me because I don't receive those. You can take those curses back. But to each and every one of y'all that are evolutionaries and want to see yourselves as well so me grow, I welcome you. I welcome you to who I am. I welcome you to a new phase in my journey. I welcome you to the love that you will get from over here. I can't say it's always going to be positive, and I can't always say it's going to be negative, but I will say this: it will always be genuine and from my heart. That's the only me that I can be. You may laugh, you may cry, you may even get upset with me sometimes. Hey, it's okay. But one thing you're not going to do is get a fake side of me. I put her away a long time ago. She don't come out that often unless I'm meeting somebody new. And 3 minutes into that, you gonna get the real me either way it goes. So you might as well get her from the jump. I mean, my representative, she already know, girl. That's my phone voice, and after the phone voice, and when I really get to know you, know, I'll call you with some of everything. We talk about everything. But until then, God only made one you. If you're not you, who the hell else can you be? And I'm gonna bring my knee baby on just to give us words of encouragement, and we're out. You got the floor, baby.
So, like Jasmine said, find yourself, find love within yourself, continuously grow. Um, we are powerful individuals, we are powerful beings, and it's time for us to go within to really figure out who we are. And meditation is a beautiful way to do that. Meditation literally means to know thyself. And once you know yourself, it's a lot of things that you will not subject yourself to, because you found that peace and that happy oasis within yourself. And I'll say it again: continue working, continue evolving, and continue transforming into the person that you were designed to be, knowing that you have everything on the inside of you, everything that you need to become the best version of you possible. I love you all. Everybody who comes from this channel to my channel, I do see you all. I appreciate every last one of you all. And I'm excited to where, all this stuff is going with Jazmine and also the other panelists as well. To all my beautiful evolutionary manifestors, I love you. And ashe, ashe, ashe.
I say in a silver tongue shoebox.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face.